Oh, there it is. Okay, is anybody watching yet? No, let's wait a minute then.
They're pretty, them effects.
Yeah. Simple. What's their names? Okay. That's few. Hello. I'm just going to wait and see if we get a couple more people before I start. Okay. I'm going to be doing marbling with acrylic tonight. Yeah.
I didn't know why it was dark at the bottom.
Eh?
I didn't know why it was dark at the bottom.
Okay. Oh, Tracy, hi. Tracy's watching. 8:30, love. 8:30, not 8 o'clock.
I finish at 8.
Okay. Shall I wait a little longer or shall I start? Anyone talking? Hi, Susan. She's had a long day. Okay. Okay, well I can make a start. And people have to catch up. Okay, so doing marbling tonight. As you can see, 3 little examples down the front there. So a couple of different ways of doing it. So I'm going to start just using it on tips. Okay, so I'm using on the first one Trilogy Pink Champagne and CJP Milky Pink. Has anyone tried marbling before? I'm going to be working on this one. Thanks, Susan. Oh, hubby's watching. Okay. So, hello. I don't know how to say your name, sorry. Okay, so with the first one, I'm just using 2 colours, which is this one here. Okay, so what I do is, you work a little wetter than you normally would. So I pick up a bead of my milky pink or white, whatever colour you're choosing. Place it on. Pick up a bead of the other colour that I've chosen to use. And then you just swirl it. But don't overwork it, because otherwise it'll end up a nice mushy mess. Okay, and then what I do is do the same again, but I do it alternate sides, so you're mixing the colour up a bit. And again you swirl it. Obviously, on a real nail, you'd have a clear base. And then it's up to you whether you work very thinly and then cap with clear, or work thicker and just file it like that. But obviously, if you're doing it that way, you have to remember your structure and everything. Okay. Alright, so then you go round making sure your sides are nice and tidy. Remember, work with your brush, and there's less filing to do. And then what you need to do is, obviously, is the patting. But don't drag it, because otherwise you'll mix your marble up and you'll end up with a mushy mess. You can, if there's a bit too much on there, you can always take off the surplus at the sides. Okay. So that's one way of doing it. Is there any questions? See, patting very gently, but it stops it being a chunky nail and less filing, which is what we all want. That's our make.
Michelle says hello.
Hi, Michelle. Okay. Obviously, you can add bits and pieces to it if you want to. I'll show you that on another one. So that's what I would call quite a basic, easy marbling. And you have to remember, marble isn't perfect. So you don't want it looking all pristine and perfect, as in swirl wise, you know, because marble's not naturally like that. Okay, so that's my first one. That's how I first learned to do marbling. Okay, let me just put a lid on. Okay, I'm going to stick with the milky pink. And then I'm going to use CJP Pretty in pink. No, Trilogy, sorry, not CJP. And then CJP Princess Pot. It's a bit of glitter. Okay, and then just to give a slight contrast, I'm going to put a bit of black in there. It's Black Pearl from Trilogy. Okay. So this one, slightly different. Make sure your brush is quite wet, and then you pick up your colours and you're dipping into each one like that, and then that didn't work. I'm just going to take that bit off and start again. That's better. Okay, and then you just sort of move it where you want it, like that. Okay, I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of black in. Like that. Okay, so then I'm going to pick it up in a different order this time. Remember, you're working quite wet. That mushed up a little bit, don't like that bit. So okay. Remember, keeping your sides in, and remembering again, if you're patting, just very gently, because you don't want to mush it up. Okay, I think we could do with just a little bit of black in there. Okay. Sorry, I'm concentrating so I forget to talk. Alright, so whereas the first one you're swirling it, this one you're just placing it across the nail to give you a different type of marbling. And again, if you're working on a natural nail, you'd put a clear base down first. And again, obviously, if you want to encapsulate, you need to work thinner, but always remembering to keep your structure. There we go. Okay. Okay, let me just put some lids on because I'm really bad at knocking over. It's going to be a shorter live tonight. Now I'm going to use the black. I've got one of those stomping migraines that's come on nice and rapid this evening, but never mind. Okay, so I'm sticking with my milky pink. I'm sticking with the grey, the pearl black, and I've got a grey. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll leave the glitter out this time. So we could do it very similar to the first one, and you're picking a bit up of each. Like that. Got the shake, sorry. And you're just dragging it where you want it to go. Obviously remembering that if you mix it too much, you're gonna get it all mushed, and that's not something that you want to do. So this one is that I'm doing it in a bit of a cross between the first and the second one. That's it. So there's not any right or wrong way. It's just how you prefer to work, really. Remembering to keep your sides in. Okay. My cats are having a fight in the background. Sorry about that. Customers tend to quite like the marbling because it looks really complicated and really effective. See, I'm just gently manoeuvring it into place where I want it to go. Not overworking it. Okay. Again, remembering if you want to encapsulate, work thinner. Sometimes if you work a bit thicker and then file it off, you're not quite sure how the marble's going to turn out, which makes it a bit more exciting and a bit more natural looking. See, I'm just gently patting so I'm not mushing it. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a tip with one of the others. So obviously if you add on any loose glitter afterwards or any painting, which is what I'm just about to do, add some painting, you're going to have to encapsulate it. Otherwise, when you file it, you're going to file it off. No, that's gone. Okay, so I've got my designer gel from Brilbird. I've got it in silver. Okay. Let's use a fine line. So I'm going to go back to my first one. Okay, so if you're not confident in using more than one colour, you only want to use two, you know, you could go through with black, gold, silver, whatever, and you could just put in some veins. Sorry, my brush is a bit crap. I'm going to get a different brush, hang on. So you could sort of highlight some of the lines that are already there. Just nice and thin. You don't want anything too bulky. And then what I'm going to do is just add a bit of black. Bear with me a minute while I get my black. Okay. And you can just sort of highlight some of the silver with the black. You don't have to do full lines again because marble isn't perfect. See, just like that, very fine. It's there but it's not. Okay, I'm just going to put that in the lamp for a minute just to cure that for a few seconds. Nobody talking tonight? Anybody else do marble with acrylic? Or do we just use gel polish or inks? There's so many ways of doing it. No? It still needs clean. Okay, so that'll be dry now. And I'm going to top coat. Obviously, I'm not filing it or buffing it or encapsulating it because I'm just doing it on tips. But you would put, you know, especially on this one where I've put those little fine lines in, you'd encapsulate with clear. Do you want me to show you how to do that, or do you all know how to do that? Is it coming up on there? Anybody saying anything? I'll do it just to be on the safe side. Okay, I'll just put a bit of clear over the top of the first one just to show you what I mean. Okay, I always start from the bottom. Just doing it nice and thinly. Just so when you file, you're not taking off your paint bit that you've just put on. Just keeping it smooth the whole time. Okay. Nice and smooth. Once again, less filing. I'm all about less filing.
My mum, Tracy, says, what is easiest, acrylic or gel paint to do?
I'd say gel paint. But it still takes a little bit of practice. Totally different look as well, the gel paint. I can show you one quickly if you want me to. Does anybody want me to show them quickly while I'm waiting for those to dry? What's the matter? Yes, please. Okay. Let me just get a gel polish. What colour to go for? There we go. Let me just get tips.
Which one's your normal go-to?
Depending on what the customer's looking for. Some customers want design nails, which is the acrylic, because they don't like wearing polish. Picked up the wrong box. It depends what they've booked as well. If they've booked a basic set, I go with the polish. If they've booked a design set, I'll use the acrylic. So
They're quite good, aren't they?
yeah, they don't move about so much.
Like the other one.
I'm just taking the shine off. Okay, so I've gone for light grey. We don't really want a light grey, do we? Okay, I've got a beige. Okay.
It's a nice colour.
I'm not a lover of beiges.
Mum is.
Yeah. But they can make good background colours.
They look quite nice with flowers, don't they?
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to cure that. Obviously, did you all watch me do the ones with the inks? With the marbling? If you could show that for me. These ones, this one and this one. They're marble, but with ink. Again, totally different look. Okay?
It all depends what they're...
Depends what they're looking for. just put a second coat on. Okay, put that in. Dog chewed one of my liner brushes. I need to get a new liner brush.
Which one was that?
One of these.
Was it pickle?
I don't know, I just found it chewed. I must have dropped it. And the dog found it. Lucky dog. No, that's still not right. Oh well. Okay. So, you can use black gel polish. It doesn't have to be art gel. Okay, so I'm going to put the top coat on. Right, and while it's uncured, we do our bit. Okay, so you dip into the black and oh, my finger, that's it, and draw your veins. Hello. Alright, you can do as many or as little as you like, depending on what look you're going for. And then using isopropyl alcohol, dip your brush in the alcohol, and then you put it on top of your black lines, and you're dispersing it to give the marble effect. Like that. It's quite simple, very basic. Okay, and then I'll cure. No? Hubby just walked into the room. It's like waiting for a kettle to boil, isn't it? It takes forever when you're waiting. Okay. Okay, and then so again, I put some more top coat on.
Michelle says Sharpies are good for marble too.
Yes, they are. I've got those too. I think it also depends what mood I'm in. Depends how arty-farty I feel, I think. Okay, and so do some more lines. Again, I'm going to disperse it, but not quite as much as I did last time. Okay, just going to cure that, and then I'll just do some very faint black lines and silver. Oh, actually, should we try gold? We'll do gold for a change. That's alright, I use my pinching tool. You know, you could use a glitter gel polish to add bits. You know, it's however you fancy doing it, really. Okay, so I'm just going to put a couple more darker black lines. Okay, I'm not going to disperse it this time. Just get my gold and highlight a few places. For some reason, these very fine lines of gold or silver or glitter just seem to really make it. I don't know, it just... Okay, just cure that and then I can top coat them all. So you can put on as much or as little as you want. There's no, as I say, it looks a mess at the moment, but when you put your top coat on, it seems to bring it together. I haven't used Sharpies in ages, actually. Does anybody else use Sharpies? Okay, right, I'm going to top coat everything. Always make sure you put plenty of top coat. Obviously watch the cuticle area, but don't skimp on your top coat because it makes your nails last so much longer. You know, it keeps the shine better. My top coat's running out. That's a bit there. Okay, there we go, got it. Okay, I'm just going to cure those. Anybody use Sharpies? How does everybody else do their marble? I think at the moment, I think the inks is probably my most favourite. I like the inks. And they're super thin too.
Even with the inks, you kind of can get more of a better effect, can't you?
I really like the inks. But it's personal preference. Obviously, I've not filed and buffed any of these nails because they're just on tips, like you would on a set. Tracy likes ink. Yeah, I like the ink too. That's going to be on my next set of nails, I think.
Blends quite well ink, doesn't it?
Okay. There we go. Finished products. All done slightly differently. Obviously I haven't added any paintwork to these two, but you could do. So that's it for tonight. Not such a long one tonight. Obviously, again, if anyone's got any suggestions of what they want me to show them, please shout. And I'll see if I can do it for you. Apart from that, I'm going to say good night. Go and take some medication for my headache. All right, see you all next week. Bye.